Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3, and I'm finally back with a new video. And yeah, believe it or not, this is not going to be oh damn, I was gonna type this up, but yeah, sorry for that. This is not gonna be the top 5 of the month for the month of December, because that's gonna be in the next video. And I'm also going to make the top 10 best movies I've watched, the top 10 worst movies I've watched. Those two videos as well, the best movies and the worst films that I've seen during the year of 2020. But today's video is going to be something completely else. It's going to be a horror review video of a film called Ogroff the Mad Mutilator, or basically just called Ogroff. I think it depends on where you're from, or like where yeah, it's just basically called Ogroff the Mad Mutilator. That's what I'm gonna call it. But I really love this cover art because yeah, just look at it, it's just amazing. But this is I mean, from the get-go it really seems like your typical shot-on-video film, but I don't think shot-on-video films were even like around when this movie came out, because this was made in 1983 by a French director called let's see, what's his name? Norbert Mortier, also known as Norbert George Mount. I'm not really sure how you pronounce the name, but yeah, he was a French filmmaker and he was really into all the horror stuff and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I think he passed away last year, which is really a shame, because I heard that he had some sort of video store in France, basically, that they used sold films and had a passion for films, basically. So yeah, but this is a very special type of film. When it comes to the storyline, it's pretty much all over the place, but it's about this lunatic of a guy named Ogroff. He lives like out in the woods, like in a shack in the middle of the woods, and he basically kills off his victims in all kind of brutal ways. And yeah, it's a very thin storyline, and it's sort of like has to deal with this one of these victims that actually sort of escapes and sort of begins like to have some sort of connection with this lunatic, basically. So that's like her only chance to survive, basically, to just play along, basically. So I mean, that's not really a big spoiler or anything, but this movie is very hard to explain for some people that haven't seen this film yet. But I would say this is another one of those films that you shouldn't read up way too much about it before watching it, because I had only heard one thing about this movie before watching it, and that was that the movie itself had next to no dialogue whatsoever. I mean, it does have dialogue, but there's barely any dialogue in it whatsoever. And I was like thinking, well, a film that is 1 hour and 30 minutes, which almost have no dialogue, and it's a slasher film, how the hell can that work? Well, this movie actually proves that this actually works. You don't need to have any dialogue if you really make an interesting type of film, because I think the killer himself is very interesting. I would say he's sort of a cross between Leatherface and Jason Voorhees, basically, and the look of him and everything, with his weird ass mask and his axe and all that. I think it's really amazing, the way he looks, and the acting is all right, but something that I really liked in this one was the gore effects. You could really tell that they put some effort into making this film, because I think the gore effects were really spectacular and the acting was good for what it was. And I just think it's unfortunate, because this movie has never been released on any official release. I think I can definitely see Massacre Video making a release of this film. Seems like their type of film to release, but yeah, this is a bootleg which I got sent to me from one of my one really good buddy of mine, and yeah, I really like this one. For a low budget type of film, you could definitely tell that there was some effort put into this, and they really loved what they were making. If I have any, I mean, the picture quality on this release isn't really the greatest. It's very like VHS type of thing, and the audio isn't the greatest either, but I would say the picture quality really adds to the atmosphere, because I think if you would have cleaned this one up and made it to like Blu-ray quality, I think it would sort of like lose some of its charm, but I don't think this movie does that. I think it benefits from the bad picture quality, but if I have two pretty big complaints about this film, like the things that I just really don't like about this film, is it's way too long. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is it feels a little too long, and the ending is just totally bonkers. I just didn't really understand why they shoved that in there. I mean, for those people who have seen this film, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, the ending is just so damn weird in my opinion, and it's too long. And one thing which just draws down the my final rating for this is the audio. Like some of the soundtrack gets really irritating after a while. But other than that, I think it's a fairly good film, and I think this definitely deserves an official DVD release. So yeah, I would willing to give Mad Mutilator, Ogroff the Mad Mutilator, a 6 out of 10. If they just would have fixed that it was like shorter, and some of the audio, if they just could have done with some other music in it, I would probably rate this like a 7 out of 10. But yeah, that's the reason why I decided to settle with a 6 out of 10 for this one. So yeah, Ogroff the Mad Mutilator, 6 out of 10. Awesome cover up, by the way. Sorry, I just had to mention that again, but hope everyone enjoyed, and keep your eyes open for the next video. So see you next time. Bye bye.